can easily say it was my parents that sparked my initial passion for travel. One of my early memories is studying a globe on my bedroom shelf with my dad to learn where countries around the world were. He'd always test me on capital cities and country flags until I knew as many as I could remember. As a family, we spent the first 6 or 7 years just popping to France and Belgium on the P&O ferries, until my mum saw an advert in the back of the newspaper for a big safari holiday to Kenya. I remember landing into Nairobi and driving through the streets of Mombasa, and my 11-year-old self being very unsure where they brought us. But of course, it ended up being a highlight of my childhood and a holiday that we still talk about today. I really started to travel when I went to live in Paris at 19 years old. I worked for the Walt Disney Company as a performer, and that's when I realised just how accessible Europe was and how many new and exciting countries were on the doorstep. On my days off, I'd take the train to the south of France or to Italy and Switzerland. I'd cram in as many new places as I could. Disneyland Paris then led to Disneyland Tokyo when I was just 20. I didn't know anyone that had even been to Japan back then, and it didn't take long to realise how much of Asia I then wanted to see, so I'd catch the bullet train and internal flights the likes of Okinawa. The biggest part of my travelling happened when I joined Azamara Cruises. That's when I really saw the world. Their small ships meant that we visited more ports than most. Within my first few months, I'd sailed the Suez Canal, I'd been 1,000 miles down the Amazon River, and as far as Antarctica and the Falklands. I ticked off places I never dreamt I'd see, like the Norwegian fjords and the Arctic Circle. I saw the Grand Prix in Monaco and the Carnival in Rio. I was experiencing once-in-a-lifetime moments every single day when I woke up somewhere new. After 4 years at sea, I didn't last very long on dry land. I soon landed my next travel chapter as British Airways cabin crew, flying a variety of long and short-haul routes to even more new and exciting countries, such as Sydney, Cape Town, and Singapore. But after flying, I did put my feet on the ground, and I've been planning and inspiring all kinds of trips for the last 5 years. I enjoy sharing my stories, pictures, and where I'm going next. I love finding special places to stay. I love watching the sunset in exotic locations. I love adventures, but I also love relaxing on pristine white beaches, which I've been lucky enough to lie on a fair few of. My standout travel memories that I find myself coming back to and always talking about are probably seeing the Taj Mahal with my very own eyes for the first time after waiting years and years. Checking into our overwater villa in the Maldives as part of our honeymoon, climbing the Great Wall of China was a great memory, as was seeing the Northern Lights from the cockpit of an Airbus A380, and stargazing in Zanzibar was special. I could go on and on. I've always been in love with travel. I so easily get consumed by wanderlust. Travelling is just impossible to ever get bored of. You just never regret a trip that you take. I've got this huge crush on the world that's never faded or gone away, and I can't see it ever changing. Any trip is exciting to plan, however big or small. I enjoy the process of a client having no clue where they want to go, but trusting me to make it one to remember, that's a great job. A personal favourite is planning honeymoons. I love the endless possibilities, I love making them special, adding my own personal touches and recommendations, whether it's a local tour, restaurant or wine tasting, all the little special bits that a regular travel agent can't do. My own holidays now are a little more family friendly, but still provide the luxury that I love. My son visited 4 countries, Europe and beyond, before he was 1. So I think the same passions will be instilled in him too. Joining Ross and TRAVLUX was a really easy decision. I've watched the company grow and seen all the amazing places that clients have been travelling to. Ross and I have very similar tastes when it comes to travel and the type of holidays that we enjoy. We did meet on a luxury cruise ship after all. We followed each other's journeys around the world for the last few years, and I'm always envious of where he's visiting and vice versa. Our paths and experiences have led us to TRAVLUX, and I'm really glad that the travel world is the one that's brought us together again. We already have lots of adventures planned and lots of exciting things to come.